Welcome back to the Power Breakfast Show. Today we talk about business, but we're going to kind of divert from that. We're going to talk to the Big Brother Amplified star. I'll call him the star because clearly he was the star of the show, and he's our fellow brother, Nick Pt1. Very good morning to you. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me on the show.
And congratulations. I mean, we'll get into Big Brother because 49 days, we'll get into that whole psych thing. But before we go there, who is Nick? You know, before Big Brother and then after Big Brother, we're all like, okay, so who's this guy, Nick Pt1? But Jimmy, of course, knows everyone. He's like, no, this guy is so-and-so's brother. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So who's Nick?
Okay, Nick comes from a media-oriented family. My dad was heavily involved in the media back when media really started in Kenya.
Yes.
He's one of Kenya's first pioneer journalists. My brother's also heavily involved in the media. He used to be in a group called Five Alive.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember him, Chris
Yes.
Kamau. My sister, she decided to go through the legal media political side, and she supports her husband. He's a recording artist in Australia.
Okay.
She supports him there. Myself, like, I've always been involved in the media ever since I was, I think, 3 years old in Kenya.
Yeah.
From ads to doing Club Kiboko. Maybe some kids remember me from Club Kiboko.
Okay. Now we're able to put a name to the face. Now, having been brought up in media, if I can say that, was it a shocker when you told your family that you wanted to do, Big Brother?
No, it wasn't really much of a shock because they've known me ever since I was born, and they're like, look, this guy loves the camera. He's clearly very confident and comfortable in front of the camera. This is his thing. If there was anything that you could give to an individual who loves the camera so much, this is it, Big Brother. This is like the pyramid of Giza for me.
Okay. Yeah. So it was cool. It was collected.
It was cool. It was amazing. They took it in really well. My dad gave me a few words of advice.
Yes,
He's like, you do realize that I work directly for Our Excellency.
Yes. So please
behave yourself and respect yourself.
At the end of the day, keep that name.
Exactly. Keep that name. You can come out of the house with the money, but the most important thing to leave the house with is your pride.
Do you think you left the house with your pride?
Not I think. I know.
Definitely
left the house with my pride. Yeah.
There were a few scenarios that were a bit compromising.
I mean, look, we all have fun sometimes. I'm not a perfect human. I'm not a perfect human. Plus, I think maybe with my age, I'm allowed to have just a little bit of excitement once in a while. Being 26, and the fact that you're on a show, you're boxed into a house. Sometimes you can lose it a little bit. Go a little bit wild. And I had my wild moments in the house.
Okay, all right. So you're allowed to.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Big Brother and 49 days in the house. It's pretty long, with no communication.
None whatsoever.
With and you're with people from different communities who have different beliefs.
Yeah.
How did you handle that? I think after day 2 I'd be done. I'd have killed all of you. How do you deal with that?
The way to look at it is that you see these individuals in your everyday life. The only difference is you don't get to live with them for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's how you handle it. It's how you come across in a certain situation, because people in that house can only feed off what you tell them. They don't know you initially, so they can only feed off what you tell them. So if you go inside there and come across as a cocky individual, they'll take you as a cocky individual, and you'll probably be kicked out quite soon. If you come across as a clever person or somebody who can mold in, who can gel in with the group easily, they'll find that there's a threat, because some people can't do that easily. They don't find it very easy to mold in with the group who they've just met. And I managed to gel with everybody in the house when I got in.
Is that you by nature, or is that a strategy?
That's me by nature. Not to say it in a bad way, but I consider myself a bit of a social whore. Like, I can get into any situation and just go around, feel comfortable, make the people next to me feel comfortable. Maybe it's just in my nature, yeah.
If you don't mind sharing, did you have a strategy?
No. The game is like, some people came into the strategy of, look, let's get rid of the strong people, but my strategy was really, it's like a game of poker. You can't go inside and say, like, look, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You need to know how people play. You need to understand what makes each individual tick, how that individual fits in with the rest of the group, What's their role? What are they playing? And there's constant assessment of yourself. Every time you go to bed, it's like, how did I interact with this individual? How did I come across to that individual? You have to break down each and all your relationships in the house to see how you come across, and not just base it on a broad idea of how you come across the rest of the house.
Yeah, I get you. Back to being in the house with no form of communication, no TV, no music.
We get music, but like select.
Yeah, select music and on select times, if I'm not wrong. I'm just, did you have to win yourself off TV, off media, off communication?
Before you go into the house, I can't go into the details of pre-production because my thing bound by contract. But basically, put in a situation where they kind of wean you off that slowly by slowly.
Okay.
Kind of get you away from the whole hustle and bustle of everyday life. Some of the hotels where some people stayed in didn't even have English newspapers there. They didn't want you to be in touch with anything to do with the media. Phones were taken away from us. So, yeah, you really are put in
I'm trying to
situation.
see a life without watching Johnson Makazi in the morning for news.
Yeah.
You know, or watching the 9
I
o'clock
was shocked.
news.
I came out last week Mondays when I found out that Osama died.
You see?
I didn't know Osama. I was told the weekend you went to Osama died. I was like, what else happened?
Yeah, like really, guys.
You know, what else has happened?
Yeah, I think every week you should be given a brief, I think.
Yeah.
Just to keep you sane.
I mean, I would love it. I would really love it. Or just like a little page or something. They can send us a message like this is happening.
Breaking news, you know, and then leave it at that. Because
just
it also gives you room, gives you conversation talk, you know.
But it's nice because like once you're inside the house, you know, some people go inside and do the whole intellectual thing in the first week to show everybody they know everything about politics and stuff like that. But those, they slowly burn out because you reach a stage where everybody's like, okay, I really didn't want to live with the professor, you know, and actually start becoming annoying.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Are you upset? I mean, we all knew, trust me, we all knew Nick is going to be either the winner
or at least like top 5 or something.
He's gonna make it.
Yeah, look, I love the support that I got from back home.
And you're welcome because you did a good job. But are you upset knowing that you didn't get that far?
No. The reason is because...
And don't be kind.
It's not being kind, but like the thing, you have to remember that we all get this rule book before you go inside. We know that you can be nominated any time. The most important thing in that house is don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable in your surroundings because it's not your house. It's not your home. Remember why you're there. So like when I was put up for nomination on Monday, I had to get myself into that frame of mind the whole week, telling myself, okay, what am I going to do afterwards? Because my life is not going to stop here. What am I going to do afterwards? What are my plans? You know, what I want to get into the Kenyan media? What I want to do in the Kenyan media afterwards? So I had to get myself into that whole frame of mind the whole week. So by Sunday, I was ready to go. I mean, if you saw, like, I was suited out.
Actually, I saw that.
I was good to go. Yeah.
And it was, and I'm telling you, everyone was shocked, even your housemates. I don't know whether that was acting. If it is, and they're very good actors and actresses. Yeah. But
there's quite a few actors and actresses in that.
Clearly, but look at what the guy you were up against, Luke.
Yeah.
He was shocked.
Luke was shocked, but I mean, Luke is Luke. You know, he's a very interesting person. I've seen him act shocked when other characters have left the house, other characters that he didn't get along with. So at the end of the day, you don't know if it's acting or if it's genuine shock. Yeah.
Okay. Given a second chance, would you go back?
I'd have to seriously think about that. Depends on where I am in my career, but right now I don't feel I'd be going back anytime soon.
You're done?
I'm done.
Was it on your bucket list to do Big Brother?
Actually, it was one of the things, like I said, like, excuse me, I really like to apply for and get into, because the first time it ever came out, I was 20 years old. I couldn't apply for it. It's 21 and over. Then I went off to Australia for university for 5 years, came back last year, wanted to apply, but they decided to go ahead and do All-Stars, so that wasn't going to work. And then this year I went and applied, and I was like, this is the first and last time I'll apply for it. So if I don't get it, that's it. If I do get it, yippee.
I don't know if you guys remember Nick, but during the Project Fame auditions, Nick happened to be that guy who went and stood in front of the judges and decided to
sing Kanyanga.
A number. Yeah, Kanyanga. What was that about?
Okay, I've always felt deep down inside I have a bit of a good voice, you know, not excellent, you know. So I was like, you know, let's see how far I can push this, you know. Let's see how far I can write this.
Yeah.
And I went inside there because I was told to do a Swahili song, and Swahili is not my really strong forte, you know. Okay. I can speak it and get around, but when it comes down to having a full-on conversation, like just...
It's tough.
Nods and...
Yeah.
Yes. So I got inside there and I was meant to do a song by Dij Sazingine.
Yes.
And I croaked. Like, I lost concentration. I even had a piece of paper with me. And Ian was like, you can't be serious.
You can't
He came
do
and said
that.
with a piece of paper, so I was like, you know what, forget it.
Let me do a church song.
Let me sing what I know. The first one that came to mind was Shetani.
And he really stomped away.
I did. I had to, you know, salvage. I had to salvage something out of
The
that.
situation.
Yeah.
No, but that was great comedy. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
You're
You didn't get far, but thank you for that. Now, we've had our share of reality shows or reality music and, you know, reality, what you were doing, Big Brother.
Yeah.
Do you think we as Kenyans know how to play our game and we play it so good to the point where we now become a threat?
Okay, because I've only watched the previous Big Brother, which was with Sheila, I can only comment on that. I never really watched the first ones. I think there was Jeff, Ted, Alex, Holly, who were the previous representatives. I don't think we come across as a threat. I just think we come across as very confident people, and some people can confuse that as coming across as being cocky or something. But I think it's just that we're a very confident nation. We're very confident in our views and stuff. So some people find that a bit threatening. Whereas we engage in it every single day when we have friends over, we always engage with each other, and it's always like close to the point of near violence, but we know where we stand. So I think people find that a bit of a confrontation.
Okay.
When you're dealing with somebody who's very passionate about what they're talking about, and they know exactly what they're talking about. Yeah.